FC have won the title twice, and then the following year they have struggled both the seasons. Of course, that time there was a different coach. But do you think that without the relegation pattern in the league, this happens to teams in the next season where they have some sense of achievement or complacency coming in? What's the reason? It's been a trend though. It has also happened to ATK when they won, and then in the next season they were like second bottom.
First of all, I say we're probably going to win it again next year then, if we do every alternate year. But we were pretty determined actually at the start of the season, talking to staff, that we didn't want to do what happened to us before, you know, having won it, and as you probably say, maybe some complacency slipped into people's attitudes, and they had a disappointing year in 2016. And we were determined really that wasn't going to happen to us, but it has happened to us, and we are obviously extremely disappointed the way that our league season's turned out. With regards to relegation, I think that under the current system, there's obviously nowhere to go if you get relegated. There's not another division to go to. So until that changes, it's going to continue to be the same. I think North East finished last season, but they've managed to have a fantastic year this year and to get themselves in the top four. So I think things will change. Obviously, next season things will change, and I'm sure that Chennai will be back challenging for the title again next season.
Coach, for the last 3-4 years, Chennai and Goa had a rivalry of
yes.
2015 final. Tomorrow's match actually has a fresh date because Goa had already qualified.
Yes.
Also the second match. So do you think that rivalry will still continue, or how do you expect the match to play out?
Well, I would think so. I mean, from my own perspective, I've obviously had 4 matches against Goa last season, and obviously won this season. So we've done relatively well against them during my time. We lost our 2 home matches actually against them, and obviously we won here in the league, and we obviously drew the first leg of the playoffs before managing to win the second leg. Yeah, there's obviously a lot of history between our 2 teams. There always seems lots of goals as well whenever we've played. I think the 1-0 victory was probably the smallest amount of goals that the teams have scored against one another over the last 4 or 5 seasons. But no, there's from our point of view, obviously we are preparing for Super Cup and the AFC. So the game against Goa represents a really stiff challenge for us, a really strong opposition. They've been the outstanding team, in my opinion, this season. I think they're obviously the most exciting team to watch on TV. I rarely miss a game ISL match unless we happen to be travelling. But I always sit down looking forward to watching Goa play. I enjoy watching them on TV because they're very pleasing on the eye, the way that they play. They play the game properly. They build from back to front. And without any question, I think that they're the favourites to win this championship this year. I was just saying earlier on that I wanted to miss them at all costs last year in the playoffs. They were the one team that I didn't want out of the 3 teams that I could have played against. I didn't want to play against Goa. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we were paired with them, and we managed to overcome them. But even last year, I thought they were a team to avoid. I think they've taken a little while to get going this year. I think it looked like that they were missing Lanza quite a lot in some of the games. And some of the games when maybe they've just looked for that little bit of magic that he brought to the team once or twice when they've slipped up. I think they slipped up at Pune. Yeah, and those sort of games, you sort of looked and thought, well, if Lanza would have been there, maybe it might be a slightly different outcome. But since then, they've done particularly well to get to the position where they are in the league at the moment. Last week was a shock, though, at BFC. BFC losing a player. So there is a little bit of vulnerability somewhere down the line, but I'm sure that they'll want to finish their league season well tomorrow night. So we know we've got a really tough game, and obviously we're looking for a little bit of form. The last 3 matches we played a lot better than we had done in the earlier parts of the season. So we'd like to finish with a good result that will take us into our AFC match in a week or so.
Yes, please. If you don't win tomorrow, the team will have the lowest points tally, and that would be a dubious record for Chennai FC. So does that also give your boys more motivation for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I mean, no one likes to have that kind of a reference put against their team. So obviously I'll be pleased if we can manage to win tomorrow night. That would be a record that I wouldn't particularly want. As much as we've enjoyed having won the trophy twice, I wouldn't want to. I mean, I don't enjoy the fact that we're in the position that we are in the league anyway. So to have the lowest points total would be something else that obviously I wouldn't want to be associated with. But it is what it is, and we've had 17 opportunities to win matches this year, and we are where we are. No one finishes bottom because you've had things given against you. You know, in the odd game this season might have slightly gone the other way had a referee given us a penalty when maybe we thought we should have had a penalty. And the team that wins at the end of the season deserves it. You don't just get lucky over the course of a season, and it's not luck that's played a part in us being in the 10th position in the league at the moment either. It's nothing to do with luck. You're judged over a period of 18 games, and we haven't performed as well as we should have done this year. Yeah.
Coach, if you want to win the Super Cup next month and also win the AFC Cup, do you believe the fans will have some reasons to forget what you do?
Do I believe what?
Do you believe the fans will have some reasons to forget your performance in the league?
Still didn't hear that, sorry.
Coach, if you actually do well in the Super Cup
Yes.
and do well in the AFC Cup,
Yes.
do you think the fans will forgive you for the poor in the NSL?
I'm obviously a lot older, a lot more experienced, and I think that you can value your season in a much more structured way. You know, I'm not like a knee-jerk reaction guy. Think long and hard about things like that, and to get a cup really would just paper over the cracks. I think, you know, it would just. If we were to win either cup competition, I think, you know, anyone from, I remember many years ago, Middlesbrough got to 2 cup finals in England and got relegated. You know, you can cup matches, you can put 4 or 5 cup matches together and end up winning a trophy, and you still get relegated. And so in England, obviously, the most important thing is to stay in the Premier League and not to win cups. Wigan won the cup many years ago back in England, beat Manchester City in the final. Amazing achievement. But they got relegated, and unfortunately we've not heard of Wigan since. You know, so it covers up the cracks in many respects. So no, I'd much rather have finished in the playoffs. As last year we obviously won the league and we lost to Eisel in the first round of the Super Cup. We got beat on penalties, but the most important thing to us last year was our performances in the ISL. The cup competitions don't carry quite the same credit. Certainly the Super Cup doesn't. The AFC is slightly different because obviously no Indian team has ever won that. BFC got pretty close last year. We'd be delighted if we could be successful in that, though, you know. But that's going to go on till next November. If we manage to get through to the final, it's a really long way off. But we first got to get through the qualifiers.
Coach, this is the last league game for the season, and 2 games back, you all sealed the playoff
Gracias.
Bueno, lo afrontamos de tal manera de que mañana nos estamos jugando el segundo puesto y el segundo puesto creo que es importante porque la vuelta en casa creo que es un factor importante a tener en cuenta.
We are approaching the game in the way that we are playing to get to play the second leg of the semi-final at home, and I think that is a key factor in the playoffs.
Por lo tanto, mañana la única idea que tengo en la cabeza es intentar ganar el partido para asegurar ese segundo puesto.
So therefore, the only idea I have on mind is try to get that victory tomorrow to seal that second place.
Si eso es compatible con poder hacer cosas pensando en la semifinal, perfecto, pero si no es compatible, no lo voy a hacer.
If that is compatible with doing something towards or do some things thinking on the semi-final, I will do it.
The next question, please. Coach, at the end of last game, I think in the media conference, you said your players got overconfident. So, at the halftime, was your talk directed at alerting the player not to fall into the trap of overconfidence?
Bueno, yo creo que fueron las circunstancias del partido lo que hizo que a lo mejor hubiera un exceso de confianza, que es que fue una primera parte muy igualada por ocasiones, pero que al quedarse el equipo contrario con un jugador menos, quizá provocó ese exceso de confianza.
I think that the circumstances of the match were what they made us feel overconfidence. The first half was very tight, with chances for both teams. But in the second time, when they got one man down, that was actually what made us, feel like overconfidence.
Yo creo que exceptuando la segunda parte del otro día, el equipo está compitiendo muy bien, nunca ha demostrado exceso de confianza, al contrario, ha sido un equipo ambicioso, donde a pesar de ir ganando siempre íbamos a buscar un gol más, por lo tanto estoy contento exceptuando los últimos 45 minutos del otro día.
I think except in the last 45 minutes against Bengaluru, I think the competing level of the team has been very, very high. Whenever we have been leading in the score, we have been trying to go for another goal. And as I said before, except in those 45 minutes, I'm very happy with the performance of the team.
Yes, please.
And coach, in terms of your vision that you had at the start of the season and where you are now, do you think you have achieved certain objectives which you had in terms of dynamics of the team?
La visión que tenías al principio de liga, ¿has cumplido con ella? En cuanto a objetivos, ¿qué objetivos te marcas en fin de temporada? Y ahora, a las alturas que estás, ¿crees que has cumplido?
Bueno, yo creo que más allá de los resultados, que evidentemente en el fútbol profesional todos sabemos que tenemos que conseguirlos,
I think regardless of the results, that nowadays in football, everyone knows that at the end what you have to get is good results.
para mí lo importante es cómo conseguir esos objetivos.
For me, the most important thing is how to get those results.
A principio de temporada mis objetivos, uno de los principales era mejorar al equipo defensivamente.
At the beginning of the season, one of my goals was to improve the team defensively.
Somos el mejor equipo empatado con 2 en clean sheets este año.
We are the best team, equal to another 2 teams in clean sheets.
Somos el mejor equipo en diferencia de goles a favor y en contra.
We are the best team in goal difference.
Por lo tanto, uno de los objetivos que me marqué creo que se están cumpliendo.
So I think some of the goals I have set at the beginning of the season, I have achieved them.
Hemos conseguido las semifinales a falta de 2 partidos para la temporada.
We have sealed that spot in the playoffs with 2 remaining games.
Pero con esto no nos vamos a conformar. Somos ambiciosos, yo soy ambicioso como entrenador y siempre quiero más.
But this is not enough. We are not going to stay only with this. I'm very ambitious and we are going for more.
Estamos en las semifinales para intentar ganarlas, estar en la final.
Right now we are in the semi-finals to try to win them and try to reach the final.
Y si estamos en la final, estamos para ganarla, no para quedar segundos.
And if we reach the final, it's to win the final, not to come second.
The coach has
parte.
Can you repeat the last bit?
Whenever the team has conceded the first goal, there has been 14 games, they have lost 10 of the games, 10 of the 14, whenever they conceded the first goal.
Talking about FC Goa, right?
FC Goa, what would be the how many
De los partidos que nos han empezado marcando, de los 14, 10 hemos perdido. Que nos han empezado marcando.
¿Que nos han empezado marcando?
Hemos perdido partidos.
¿Cuántos?
How many have you seen from 14?
Of 14 games and lost 10.
De 14,
Whenever they conceded the first goal.
de 14 partidos que nos han metido ellos primero, 10 hemos perdido.
No, posible.
Are you sure about that fact?
Yeah.
Is this season
Hemos
or?
perdido 10 partidos.
Eh?
Across the season. Not FC Goa. Across the 2 seasons.
No, FC Goa, but 2 seasons, right?
Hemos perdido 10 partidos.
Yeah, total 2 seasons. From 14 games, whenever they consider the first goal,
Sí,
they lost 10.
bueno, contando las dos temporadas, cada vez que hemos empezado, esos 14 partidos que se han empezado metiendo, 10 hemos perdido.
Pues mañana hay que empezar a ganar, ¿no?
So that means tomorrow we have to start scoring.
No, es una estadística digna de estudio.
I mean, it's okay. It's a curious, it's a figure that is there.
Y es algo importante. El primer gol, sobre todo cuando jugamos en casa, yo creo que los equipos rivales nos tienen mucho respeto y si somos capaces de marcar primero, es verdad que tenemos una ventaja a la hora de sacar los partidos.
It's a figure, but actually it's something we have to look at it. Whenever we play at home, you can see the away teams, they respect that a lot. So that first goal, I think it means a lot.
Pero tenemos que aprender a sobreponernos a situaciones adversas, en caso de que nos marquen primero.
But we have to try to, we have to learn to overcome that kind of situations.
Yes, please, Nicolas.
Coach, do you believe this team is playing better football than last season?
¿Crees que el equipo está haciendo un juego mejor que el año pasado?
Bueno, yo creo que hemos encontrado más equilibrio entre el aspecto ofensivo y defensivo, pero yo creo que el equipo ha hecho muy buen fútbol la primera temporada y este año también, creo que los dos.
I think this season we have found the right balance between defense and attack, but I think the team has displayed a very good football both seasons.
Grab a chance to support your favorite team in 5th edition of India's Super League. Answer this simple question and 5 lucky winners will win couple passes.
And the question was, what is FC Goa's slogan in ISL 5?
And the correct answer is option A, Now We Rise. And the winners are Gomesh Sangelkar, Nitish Pujari, Milind, Sarvesh Harankar, Akshay Kundaikar.
Congratulations to the winner.